Hey guys, this is Lala Legacy and welcome back to another episode of Air. Sorry, my throat is kind of meh, because I was screaming with my roommate before she went to work. Anyways, let's jump right back in. I have experienced many emotions. Kindness, warmth, occasionally a heart-wrenching sadness. However, I want to embrace it. It is such a precious feeling. I forgot that this is Michiru talking. Whenever I look up at the night sky, beautiful songs are waiting for me. As we bathe in starlight, will we be able to feel happiness from being here? We have experienced a lot of sadness. We bear many scars. We have made others cry. Even so, can we still say that we are happy? Even so, can we still face the future with conviction? Kunisaki-san. Michiru is happy, right? Yep, she's happy. We're not doing the wrong thing then. The fact that we're walking together like this. Yeah, you did the right thing. What a relief. We walked along the night path. The three of us walked away from Highland Shrine on the farm road leading to it. Michiru, having tired herself out playing so much, was asleep on my back. Minagi and I walked shoulder to shoulder as if we were cuddling Michiru. There were no street lamps around, and the ground was uneven, but we could manage with the moonlight and the cluster of fireflies that looked like stars. Because of them, we were able to proceed. Hey, wait up! Hurry up, or the festival's going to end! I know! Hurry! Ahead of us, two young girls came running with voices of laughter. Perhaps their mother made their clothes for them. The two of them looked awkward in their yukata and couldn't run very well in them. And then, the two of them ran past us. Yukito-san. I wanted to stay like this forever. I wanted to be with you two forever. I wanted to be feeling the same wind as you. Others might laugh at me, saying that I'm only dreaming. They might tell me off, saying that dreams are only fantasies. But I don't mind, because we... A wind blew, filled with nostalgia. It blew, filled with peace. The songs of the distant stars, the whispering of the moon. We let the warmth of this ongoing dream take us away. May we feel no regrets when we wake from this dream. May this dream be a pleasant dream. And I have no napkins around for my tears! Oh no! I am ill prepared! We passed our usual time in our usual place. I'll keep this for you, okay? Following Minagi's suggestion, we pooled our star sand in a single bottle. There weren't any objections since we all knew the reason. The star sand will lead the owner to happiness. Hence, we combined all of it into one. To us, there wasn't any profit if we did not share the same happiness. Then we made a wish. We wanted happiness. Yes, our happiness. Oh no! I'm here. Wait for me! The two close siblings were in the sunshine laughing away. Yukito-kun, hurry up! I had joined in their midst. Let's play! Laughter permeated the place. We spent these peaceful times in the gentle wind. Oh, what should we play today? Let's blow bubbles! You really like bubbles, don't you? Bubbles! Bubbles! We want to spend our time together forever, smiling. There were times when we looked back. There were times when we missed yesterday. But we still stepped into the future. with fond memories as our newfound strength. We looked forward to the future. I believed that was what it meant to seek happiness.
Take care of it, Minagi.
Okay. Tono nodded and hugged the bottle.
I'm starving.
It's already noon, huh? I'm hungry too. Shall I make lunch? Tono pulled out a frying pan and a fish turner out of nowhere.
Hamburger steak!
Michiru roared. Ta-da! In response, she whipped out a plastic container. I accepted the container from her and opened the lid. Michiru came peering in from the side.
Wow! It's hamburger steak!
Michiru roared again. I woke up early to prepare. She stuck out her chest proudly.
Minagi! Hurry! Make me the hamburger steak!
Okay. Michiru shook her hair back and forth like the tail of a puppy. Minagi nodded and smiled at her. Michiru, want to play with me until lunch is ready?
What?
You don't have anything to do while you wait, right? I pointed at the bench. The soapy water for bubble blowing sat there. Let's see who's better at blowing bubbles.
You're on!
Michiru clenched her fist excitedly, her eyes sparkling. Next to the bench, Tono had begun preparing lunch. Meanwhile, Michiru and I had a standoff against each other, each holding a straw and a container of soapy water. We plunged our straw into the soapy water, and at the same time, we pointed our straw at the sky and blew. The growing bubbles burst at the same time. Ugh. One more try.
Blech.
Blech. My eyes! The soap got into my eyes!
My eyes hurt!
The two of us went into a frenzy. Damn bubbles.
I can't do it.
Hey, Tono. Yes? Is there any trick to blowing bubbles? Trick? Right. You can blow bubbles well, can't you?
Teach me, Minagi.
Trick, eh? Be gentle, Tono said with a smile after giving it some thought. Gentle, eh? I still didn't get it. Michiru looked in my direction with a perplexed face. As long as I kept blowing, I'd succeed at making one. Well, let's try it.
Yeah!
I stuck the straw into the soapy water again. Good luck, Tono encouraged us. After that, we continued with our sequence of popping and screaming. A nice scent met my nose. A smell that revived my long-forgotten hunger. Lunch is ready. Oh, it's done? Finally!
Hamburger steak!
Tono turned around and saw our faces sparkling with soapy water. She laughed. We laughed as well. Laughter resounded in the blue sky. Into the summer sky the laughter went. It faded into the clouds. I wiped my face with a towel and had breakfast. There was a vinyl sheet used for picnics. On top of it was hamburger steak, rice, and soup. Paper plates and paper cups. You had everything prepared, Minagi.
You're so awesome!
She stuck out her chest, a bit abashed. Eat up before it gets cold. By the time Tono finished saying that, Michiru had already started munching. Hey, you forgot to say thank you for the food. A chop was not enough to stop her. Tono had already picked up a chopstick and started eating. Thanks for the food.
Gotcha!
What? Mom, a hamburger steak! Half of the hamburger steak resting on my plate was stolen from me.
Delicious!
You brat! Give me back my hamburger steak! Whoa, that's so disgusting! Don't open your mouth when you've not finished eating.
But you told me to give it back!
Do you mean to say it's my fault? Kunisaki-san. You can have mine. She presented me with half of her steak, which she had cut in half. Nah, it's fine. It's my fault for letting mine get taken. I still have half of my hamburger steak left. Then I noticed the other half of my hamburger steak wasn't on my plate. I hit her hard this time. I'm sorry, but can you share some of yours with me? Okay. With a smile on her face, Tona moved the hamburger steak from her plate to mine. After dinner, I thought it was breakfast. I sat on the bench, sipping the leftover soup and watching the two of them. Look closely, you do it like this. She put the straw to her pretty lips. The next moment, countless bubbles flew out from the end of the straw.
Wow, so many of them!
The bubbles danced in the sky, little bubbles of dreams that quickly burst with a single touch. It was no different from the sense of emptiness I felt when I saw it for the first time.
More's coming out!
She jumped up and down, chasing after the bubbles. She looked like she was enjoying herself. Tono looked at Michiru, pleased.
Konosaki Yukito, you do it too!
Sure. I finished the soup in my cup in one gulp, picked up the cup of soapy water beside me, and stood up.
Let's have a match and see who can blow the most number of bubbles!
Silly, it's obvious who the winner will be.
You're afraid of losing to me, aren't you?
You're the last person I'll lose to. I dipped my straw in the soapy water repeatedly.
What's wrong, Minagi?
I might lose. That was most likely sarcasm.
It's probably hard to beat. It's probably hard to beat me.
Yeah, okay. If she meant what she said, she'll grow up into one terrifying adult.
Okay, get set, go!
At Michiru's signal, the bubble-blowing match had begun. Bubbles of different sizes flew into the sky. They drifted and swayed, their rainbow-colored bodies reflecting the surroundings as they looked for their resting place. Their colors were strangely melancholic. It was as if each and every one of them were a dream. They looked like empty reality. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time connecting with the words right now. They looked like empty reality that they would easily burst and disappear when touched. My eyes! The soap got into my eyes!
It hurts!
We still couldn't blow the bubbles. But we were still able to laugh. We were still able to enjoy ourselves. Tona was laughing. Michiru was laughing. Their laughter was imprinted upon the countless bubbles flying in the sky. I was surrounded by laughter. This was not a dream, it was reality. There's no waking to it. It would continue forever and ever. I sat on the bench watching the two again. Michiru was trying her hardest to blow the bubbles. As usual, her face was shiny with soapy water. Michiru, look here. Tono tenderly wiped Michiru's face with a towel. She narrowed her eyes in relish. It was a charming sight. Okay, one more time.
Okay!
Michiru happily nodded and returned to her bubble blowing. Her face became wet again. Blow more gently.
Gently?
Yes, gently.
Gently.
Like this. Oh? A rainbow-colored bubble flew out from the end of the straw. The bubble floated up into the sky.
I did it! Minagi, I did it! That bubble flew!
She jumped around ecstatic. Yup, you did it.
Yay! Bubbles! Bubbles!
Michiru's bubbles floated slowly into the sky under our watchful eyes. They they covered it, with the light had turned into prismatic colors. Bubbles that seemed ready to fly anywhere in the world, floating, dancing, like a single dream returning to the sky. The bubbles started turning red. Ah! Michiru's eyes mirrored the setting sun. It was the color of deep sadness. What, are you tired of blowing bubbles already? Michiru?
It's time.
What?
I had fun today.
Michiru smiled. We did not understand what she meant immediately. Or perhaps we did not want to. Her smile was too filled with happiness. Yet it looked so brittle. So brittle that we were afraid to speak to her or approach her.
I really enjoyed myself.
With that said, she put the straw to her mouth and began blowing a bubble. A big one. It drew our attention. The big bubble left the straw and flew towards the sky. Following it came numerous small bubbles. We watched as they rose quietly and slowly into the sky.
I wanted to gaze at the stars with you again.
Her smile disappeared. Eh? I looked around. Michiru was not there. A wind carrying the night scent whisked by, as though there was no one or nobody there in the first place. Not a single bubble remained in the sky. Michiru? Tono called out her name. There was no response.
Michiru!
Her shriek pierced the surrounding air. The end of the dream came too suddenly. It felt as though this parting of the dream, as though this parting was the dream itself. But Michiru's disappearance was reality. That only Tono and me remained here, in this place, was the cold, hard evidence. Why? She didn't even say goodbye. She was almost about to cry as she looked frantically around for Michiru. Michiru! Michiru! Not yet. Huh? There's still time. I glanced up at the sky. The sky was gradually turning red. Kunisaki-san. There's still time. The stars are not out yet. It was just my hunch. Michiru is still nearby. She was waiting for us. She still had something to tell us. She was waiting at the place that belonged to the three of us. Let's go. Where are we going? The rooftop. I grabbed Tono's hand. Time was running out. We ran with the dusk pressing down upon us with each passing moment. Oh gosh. Dreams. Illusions of happiness. Dreams. The things that one desires. Dreams. What one never stopped seeking. Dreams. This world. When waking comes, what remains? The satisfaction of having experienced happiness? The empty feeling of losing that happiness? Will one forget what he cannot continue to hold? Or will he forget everything? Does the dream not become a memory? Yet, we already noticed. We already knew. The truth is, there is no one in this world who wishes for the dream to end. The shadows on the ground grew longer. The setting sun pushed on our back. Until the curtain of night descends upon us, how much time remains? Is Michiru really at the place where we are heading? Will we make it in time? Unease filled the gaping a hole in my heart. If people could dream forever without waking, they would not have to suffer. But we had to look forward, so we ran. We had to acknowledge the end of the dream. I shoved the iron door open and stepped out into the rooftop. The world was painted a melancholic crimson. The sky, the fence, the floor, the chairs as well. She was standing with her back to the sun, on the opposite side of the fence. She was looking in our direction. Sadness, loneliness, pain. Her eyes were the color of despair. She looked as though she would disappear if I reached out to her. Her hair was undone and fluttering in the wind. She resembled Tono. Michiru smiled weakly. Michiru! Tono called out. It's dangerous to be standing there. Come over here. She shook her head slowly. I can't. I must go. Her eyes overflowed with sadness. Yet they looked gentle and content. But we're gonna have to continue this part the next time that I record this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm all out of time for this episode. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe. By subscribing, you're becoming part of a legacy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!